All right, today we're finally gonna get to the Oldsmobile, get that thing back on the road, fingers crossed. First I need to move these two bikes out of the way so I can get to it. All right, now we got room. It's finally warm enough out. The garage door is open while I work. It's a little chilly, it's in the low 60s, but not too bad. Yo, that would do it. This one's the housing broke. Just completely. I need to go find that piece and make sure it's rattling around in the engine bay or something. See how this one wraps all the way around and has a mounting point for the other end of the shaft? This one no longer does. It is very much wrecked. Yeah, and because that thing isn't here, this thing wiggles all around in here. That would be exactly why it was skipping. That's a new noise. See, this just fits on here like that. I just need some JB weld and we'll be all good to go, right? Someone didn't hit record when I started it for the first time. Essentially what happened was it just kept on cranking even after I turned the key off, which is not desired behavior for obvious reasons. I spent probably about an hour troubleshooting and eventually just decided to hook up the battery to the repair mode, since it's been sitting for a couple months, to see if that would fix the problem. That's where we're going to leave off in this next clip. All right, it's been about 4 hours, which is how long it takes to run. And now it looks like the battery is taking a charge. So when I get back from hanging out with friends, I will see if it'll start. Let's hope. Yeah, it's actually up to 3 bars now, so maybe it just needed that repair. The Shadow we took out earlier, and it wasn't really holding a charge. I think it would if you rode it longer, but we were just riding it for short stints. So I probably need to throw it on the charger as well after this is done. I had to bump start it like 4 times. It was something. It was a workout. All right, anyways, I gotta go. It is charging though. Good news. What are you doing in there? When did you get in? How did you get in? It's okay. Come here. You're a good kitty. You looking for an escape route? It's okay. You poor thing. You're probably hungry. I'll just let you leave. How about that? There's a free route. Go. Do I need to walk over there? Kitty, you want to leave? I'm gonna come over there. What you doing? Wanna come over, say hi? Yeah. Do you want a new home or something? I hope you didn't pee anywhere in here. Alright, it's time to go out though. Come on, cat, you gotta leave. This is not your home. You must just like the Oldsmobile. You can tell it's a good automobile. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick you up here soon. Yeah, it is time to go though. You poor thing. There you go. Back outside. You better not try to run back in. All right, so the battery tender says the battery is charged now. I'm gonna pop it off and then see if this thing starts. I spent a lot longer troubleshooting here, but I'm just gonna skip over it because I didn't really learn anything, and we're just gonna skip straight ahead to where I've got my dad on the phone doing a little bit more troubleshooting. We're gonna see if the voltage of this battery drops when I turn on the headlights here. Still at 12.7 and dropping. No. 12.65.
Try turning it over.
And I turn them off, it goes about up to 12.8. Let's see if I can figure out the min-max function. Okay, min. Now it'll tell me the minimum on there, I think. That's the starter. It doesn't disengage. And now it did. It finally did, I guess. But it started right up.
Car start?
Yeah, it started, and then I turned it off because the starter was grinding.
Oh, that's what I thought. It sounded like the car was running.
Yeah, it ran, and then I just immediately killed it to try and get the battery disconnected.
I thought you said you had to pump it and crank it a lot.
Well, usually you do. Maybe I had already done that earlier when I tried to start it, and so it already had gas in the carburetor or something.
You need to try to start it again and see if it works out. It's going right until it kind of gets in shape.
Let's see what happens, I guess.
min was 11.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that solenoid's just bad is what's bad.
Take the other one off and put it on it.
I guess I'll have to do that. Well, this is different symptoms than I was experiencing yesterday. I guess this is better though.
I don't know, unless those wires aren't hooked up right and there's supposed to be a kill for it or something. I don't know.
That could be, but from what I read online, the extra wire is for older cars or something. So I don't think it's possible. So I'll have to look into it more. But at least we got a little further than I was earlier. Well, I will let you know how it goes.
I present to you overhead lighting. Whoever spec'd this manufactured home didn't bother to put any overhead lights in the living room. So instead, I'd been using these things, one right there and one up there by the air purifier and booze. However, this one, it died. And then I checked this one and it's going out. And searching for a different solution that would be a little more reliable and repairable, I just got these light fixtures on a string and hung them from the ceiling. And this is better than these ever were anyways, so pretty stoked on this, even though it's not a huge thing.
All right, it is the next day. I'm gonna crawl under there, pull that starter back out, and see if I can find a wiring diagram. Maybe I just had it wired up wrong, and that's my issue. All else failing, I'll just throw this solenoid onto the new starter and call it a day, so.
Alright, I'm a little less optimistic this time. I didn't put on the inspection cover, but did you hear that? But I'm hooking the battery back up and we're gonna see if this thing starts. As you saw, I just swapped over the old solenoid to the new starter. There might have been a way to use that new solenoid, but I couldn't figure it out. Actually, since you're here, I'll have you disconnect the battery if it keeps cranking. All right, I guess we're gonna see if this works now. There's no reason it shouldn't. Hey, there we go. And it started right up too. They're gonna stay running though.
I mean, not like that's anything.
No, it's run like this since I've had it. I was gonna try and fix this, but
It sounded decent.
yeah, and it started right up, which is unusual. There it starts.
Oh, it sounds
yeah. Normally out now. All right, well, I'm gonna crawl back under there and put on the inspection cover and check the flywheel. I want to check the flywheel because it does get into a spot where it kind of struggles to crank, and so I'm thinking one of the gears might be a little warped, and so the starter just gets kind of stuck and isn't very happy. So I'm just going to put a wrench on the engine and have Leah turn it while I look at the flywheel. I might be able to bump it over with the starter instead. And be very communicative because I don't want my arm stuck in the flywheel or anything.
that good?
Looking. That was good. Do it again. Yeah, I think the flywheel looks fine. Like I said, sometimes I'll get into a spot where it doesn't like to start, and I just don't know why. Anyways, let me get that inspection cover put back on. I think this thing's ready to be a daily again. Looking forward to those 10 miles per gallon. It's been a day. I'm about ready to get lunch, is what I would say if I hadn't lost the audio for that. However, I did figure out what's going wrong with the audio. It's when I'm charging the GoPro and the microphone off the same battery. So, I shouldn't have audio problems in the future. That's a good one. But I won't have that audio problem in the future. Anyways, let's get this thing started. It should start right up since I was driving it earlier today. And I'll just take it for a quick little drive. Easy as that. Well, if you're paying close attention, you're probably noticing it was running a little bit rough. It'll do that until it warms up. That's why I want to retime it with a proper timing light and everything, because previously I just did it by ear. My grandpa said that's fine. And it might be, but just it's an easy thing to do, so I might as well. But yeah, that's it for the Oldsmobile for now. Next week, you're going to see me working on this here Volvo. Finally, hopefully fixing those parking sensors. I've got a spare one, so I got to,
plug it into each port and see if one of them's bad. If only someone hadn't driven it through the mud right before I had to work on it.
If you enjoyed seeing what I was up to over the past week, you might consider hitting that subscribe button to see what I'm up to in the future. And hey, if you don't like what I'm up to, you can always hit it again and unsubscribe. If you really like this particular video, you might hit the like button. And if you didn't like this video, then hit the dislike button and leave a comment telling me what I could do better in the future.